أنت السلطان نحن عبيد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم دستور مدد يا سيدي مدد سلطان الأولياء دستور مدد يا رجال الله أطيعوا الله أطيعوا الرسول والأولي الأمر منكم. We are thankful and grateful to Allah Azza wa Jal that grant us to be here tonight on a extremely cold time, unusual winter. Inshallah, that Allah give us more benefit and more blessing for every step we took to come to such an assembly. Dastur Madad Ya Rijal Allah, Madad Sultan al-Awliya, Madad. We have reached a time that Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned as being the time of Akhir Zaman, what they call the last days, where you will find so much harshness. And this harshness, mainly as Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned, that people will be, there will be too much killing, and there will be too much insensitivity to others' pain, because the chest of people will be empty of rahmah, of mercy. And we will find also that people are missing kindness to each another. So much important. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Sayyidina Muhammad Afdal Salatu Wassalam, he was sent as Rahmatan lil Alameen, a manifestation of divine mercy. His grace will make everything to flourish from beauty. His grace will make everything to be shining of life. His grace will make everything to be shining from love. He was a divine manifestation that even if he will one time he lean on a dead piece of tree. It was a dead tree, and he leaned on it a little bit. Then as soon as he left his back from it, green leaves start coming out of it. That tree is witnessing from the holy touch of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam till today. If you go in Jordan, you will find this tree standing there in the middle of desert, full of green. And this kindness that we are missing, Prophet ﷺ mentioned about it, saying that none of you, he was addressing the companions, Sahaba al-Kiram, radiallahu anhu arda, none of you will complete your iman as long as there is someone that has to fear from your hand or from your tongue. So this is a measurement for iman. How people are safe from our hand and from our tongue. Everyone can make a self-evaluation, because our tongue will say difficult words. Our tongue will say harsh words, will lie, or will backbite, or will slander, or will mock. Our tongue is a very sharp tool to hurt people. or whatever you do, either you disrespect or you degrade them, or with words you can have so much impact on the life of people. As a direct contact, but even what you will say after them. We are judging each another, or even when you are at work, words of your colleague or words of your hierarchy will end up changing a whole life. We have seen people's life completely ruined from words of other people. And then what about actions? How people are going to be saved from our actions? And I remember Maulana Shaykh, Allah Azza wa Jal bless his holy secret, sanctify his secret, Sayyidina Shaykh Muhammad Nazim al-Haqqani. How he used to be so angry when it comes to manifestation of dhulm, this oppression that humans are doing to others, not only to their own self, but to others from different tribes or different nations, of different religion, or different color, or different ethnics, or leaving that also all the harm that we are doing to other species and animals and nature. It's a permanent challenge for human not to harm. And he used to be so much angry when he said this manifestation of dhulm, of oppression. Then he used to shout and say, Allah with all his mightiness, with all his greatness, Jalla Jalaluhu, the Lord of lords, the Lord of worlds, the Lord of all creations, he forbade himself one thing. He forbade himself dhulm. And he ordered humans to run away from that, not to be harming people through their actions or through their words. So today, human, we reach such an arrogant time that we think that we don't need the advice of people. I am coming from Montreal, where we had for 2 days a big debate because the leader of the province want to implement banning of the hijab for Muslim ladies that will be working under authority position. Authority position include judges and police or even teachers. For what? What these people have been doing to you except they came and they did their best in the country that welcomed them. In Quebec, like today, 300,000 people are from Muslim faith. Look in the statistic, where you will find a more crime rate. Look into the jail. Look into the law, where you find the most crime rate. It is not Muslim, whatever they say. History is our witness. Today, Shaitan is trying to harm Muslim with the bad action of a few ones. These devils doing actions in the name of Islam. We are innocent from it. As Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, he was innocent from 2,000 years of Western civilization. Any war they have done, any genocide they have done, any conquest they have done. Here you come to America, 90% of the native tribes disappeared from the hand of people that killed those natives in the name of Jesus, peace be upon him. What it has to do with that? Dhulum is dhulum, no matter what you are going to label it. If you take history of Muslim, 1500 years, and history of the rest of the world, look how much dhulum, how much war, and how much killing, and how much hatred came out of Muslims. Much less than others. Because they are trying to obey the Lord and to fulfill His pleasure. But for what? Preventing people for obeying their Lord. They say, oh, if you are religious people, you are backward people, old-fashioned, old mentality. For what? Religion is teaching people that there is one Lord. And that Lord created us out of love and made us to be on earth and gave us the amana to rule onto this earth. And He gave us rules and regulation. You shall do, you shall not do. They do's and they don't. The most important. Don't do to your brother what you don't like that it is going to be done to you. You should love for your brothers what you love for yourself. Don't cheat. If you sell, don't wrong the measurement. Don't take your hand to touch someone's integrity or his property or his honor. Don't take his life. Don't lie. Don't make false accusation. Don't make false witnessing. Be kind to your neighbors. Be kind to the young one and loving to them. Be kind to the elder one and respectful and kiss their hand and help them. And to your young ones, give them kindness and love. To the needy one, go to help. To the orphans, look after them. To the weak ones, do your best to help them. If you have 2, it is enough for 3, share. If your house is full, don't sleep in your house and your neighbor is starving. If you have to fight, because sometimes it will be necessary, don't touch to the children, don't touch to the ladies, don't touch to the elders, don't touch to the farmer, don't harm the priest or the monk or the religious people, don't destroy houses, don't take down the branch of a tree. If you happen to have prisoners, because in war you have prisoners, don't harm them, don't humiliate them, don't be mean to them. What they eat, they should be eating the same as you are eating. These are the commands that believers, they are trying to follow up. And these are the commands that is so difficult for us today, because we reach a state of wildness in our character. Chivalry, to be a knight, to fulfill futuwat, the noble character, is not an easy task. It is natural for human to desire to accomplish chivalry of heart. Everyone is happy if you ask the children, who are your favorite superhero? They will say those powerful ones that are brave. But the powerful ones that are brave defending the weak ones and fighting the bad ones. And they show courage, and they show honor, and they show integrity, and they'll help the weak one, and they'll help the poor ones, and they fight the villains. Look, ask all the kids, they like this superhero. You can find better superhero than Sayyidina Ali karamallahu wajhah. Allahu Akbar. He is the chosen one from Allah Azza wa Jal to be the master of knights, in spite of the will of everyone. His character, his perfection, his nobility of heart surpass the entire creation added together, all the men's. Because Allah made him to be like that. Asadul al-Gharib, the mighty lion of divine presence, the powerful lion. But how his heart was so soft and so kind. How he was expressing love and kindness to others. How he was so humble in his way. How he will make sure to be strong and hard on dhulm, on evil and tyranny, but so kind to any kind of weakness. These were from their nobility. But we are thinking, oh, we can achieve by ourselves. How we can achieve? Who can look at himself or herself? We are unable to look at ourselves. It's easy, our eyes, Allah made our eyes, we have two, they are permanently looking out. Yeah? And we are sizing everyone, analyzing, criticizing, making comments, being judgmental about everything, except being busy what's inside. That Maulana Shaykh always he used to hold his turban like that. He said, be busy with the one under your turban or under your hijab. That's your main task, your main effort, your main issue. It's for this person that one day you will have to ask in front of your Lord Almighty, not for others. You will be questioned. How did you do like that? How were you kind to others? Maulana Shaykh used to teach us, every being created has a right. As small as you think. Even the ant has a right. Ant has the right to live. And unless it is harming you, you cannot take its life. An ant. That's how Allah Azza wa Jal created things and asked us to be harmless to any kind of creatures. When you become and you achieve this purity of heart, no wild creation will be harming you. Look at Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. He had companions and they purified their character. They were from the first follower of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam in the Roman time. What the Roman imperator, the emperor of Romans, what they did with them? They took them to the Coliseum for entertainment. What we have today? Today we cannot do like that, throw the people to the lions, starving lions. So we have other kind of entertainment. We call it American Idol or Canadian Idol or Arabian Idol, or we call it Super Bowl or Olympic Games. It's all the same. It's to make people to be busy when the crime is still going on. And if you make them to be busy with something, they don't realize how much they are starving or how much they have been cheated. Because if they start thinking too much, then they will create rebellions. So in Rome time, they used to entertain people in the Coliseum with the battle of gladiators. And Other entertainment, they will bring the lions and they will throw people, whoever was not pleasing the power. And they threw these Christians, followers of Jesus, peace be upon him. What happened to them? The lions, starving lions, came, turning around, and they lay down. They don't want to touch them. Because Allah Azza wa Jal made haram for them to touch servants that have accomplished and the purification of their character. Because the animal, when it try to attack you, because he see another wild animal inside. Yeah? That wild animal is the nafs. It's the beast that lies within us. Not the neighbor, everyone. Everyone can make his own introspection. And from that look, they see they are feeling threatened, they will attack you. But when that side of human has been cleaned, they cannot touch you. That's why when Sayyidina Abu Bakr and Siddiq, radiallahu anhu, famous companion of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his great companion, when they were hiding in Ghawthor, running away from the people of Makkah, that they were trying to catch them, they enter in that cave and seclude themselves. And to protect them, Allah Azza wa Jal sent Ankabut, a spider. And the spider came very quickly to cover up the door with a huge nest. Then the doves, the bird came and sat all around the door. So when the people of Quraysh, they came after, they had sent the people that can look for the feet, they saw the footstep going and stopping there. And they are seeing this bird sitting and this spider web. They knew something unusual. They got scared. Not that they have been cheated, they say, no, it is impossible. No, Maulana Shaykh said, they knew it was unusual. And fear entered into their chest, because they say, if animals are supporting these people, they are not like others. We have to be worried now. So they ran away. And Prophet ﷺ was alone in the cave with Sayyidina Abu Bakr and Siddiq. And it came this famous story of the snake, which gave us the origin of the bay'ah in Tariqa Naqshbandiyah. Because then Prophet ﷺ wanted to lay down a little bit, he was tired, and it was the rock. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr and Siddiq offered his knee, Prophet ﷺ put his head to rest a little bit. And there was a little hole. When Prophet was resting, Sayyidina Abu Bakr and Siddiq, he saw a snake that was trying to come in, and he blocked it with his foot. And the snake got a bite on the foot. And it was biting and biting. And it's poisonous snake in desert. It's not like here. Our snakes, they are very, what you call that? You know,
those are friendly snakes.
Friendly snakes. Culebras, they are very friendly. You see them teeny, you are scared a little bit. Where you have the most harmful snakes is extreme heat or extreme humidity in forest. You have these two extremes that produce the most venomous snakes. But then he tried to push the snake, but the snake wants to enter and is biting the foot. So at one time he was getting a little bit weak, and he started crying that this one is going to come and it will bother Prophet ﷺ resting. And when that tears touch Prophet ﷺ, he woke up. He said, "Ya Abu Bakr, oh my friend, why you are crying like that?" He said, I didn't want this snake to be bothering me." He said, "Leave it to enter." When the snake came, the snake stood up. And Prophet ﷺ, he spoke to the snake. He said, "How you dare? Don't you know that the flesh of Siddiq is forbidden to you? It's forbidden to any creatures on earth. Only crazy humans, they dare." Then the snake spoke and said, "Ya Rasulullah, indeed, alfu salat wa assalamu alayk, ya Sayyidi, ya Rasulullah. I know, but I was granted a permission from Allah Azza wa Jal to see you. Since I have been created almost from the beginning of this world, I heard about you, I fell in love with you, and I asked Allah Azza wa Jal to allow me to dance with you. And He gave me long life until today. And no Sadiq will be preventing me from what Allah granted to me, and He was preventing me to come to see you, Ya Rasulullah." Then Prophet ﷺ told the snake, "Dance." And the snake stood up and performed a magnificent choreography for honor of Prophet ﷺ and fainted, as he was waiting for thousands of years for that moment. So that time we saw Prophet ﷺ said to the snake, "You cannot touch this flesh, it's forbidden to you." Why? Because the Sadiq, what was is one of the characteristics that Prophet ﷺ mentioned, he died before his death. Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. He fought his ego until he got rid of his ego. He had no more self-inclination. How we are going to fight our ego by ourselves? We are asking these people that they are saying, "Oh, you don't need a sheikh." With these two eyes that are permanently looking outside, not able to look inside, with this tricky mind where shaitan has access and the ego is controlling, how the ego is going to give you the knowledge and the hint for its own destruction? It's impossible. So that's why you need to come to a ego master, a trainer for your own beast, saying, "Oh Sayyidi, advise for your servant what is the best." That's how they came to Prophet ﷺ, companions, Sahaba al-Kiram radiallahu anhum. And he will say to this one, "Be patient." To this one, "Be kind to your parents and respectful." Any other advice? No, be respectful to your parents. To this one, he will say, "Look at your tongue and make sure it's always speak truth." To this one, he will say, "Keep the tongue moist with dhikr." To this one, he will say, "Don't disbelieve after you believe." They say, "Ya Rasulullah, how we are going to do like that?" Because Allah favor you with Islam, don't run after the non-Muslim and their ways. Because in Islam is excellence. So he used to give them rules and regulation. For this one, be careful about that. For this one, be careful about that. For this one, be careful about that. Because they had basir. As Prophet ﷺ mentioned, he said, "Be aware of the vision of the believer." Because he see by the power of Allah Azza wa Jal, by the power of his Lord, what no one can see. He can see the default in your character. He has the ability to screen and to sense, because his vision is enlightened by a heavenly vision to see what other cannot see. And never a sheikh will do something for his own benefit. Hasha. What is the necessity? They do to please their Lord. They do to follow up their service to Prophet ﷺ. And they do for the goodness for others. Like if we are going to leave the children by themselves to decide what they want to do. It is going to be no discipline. They are innocent, but they will eat sweet as much as they want. They will play as much as they want. They will jump as they want. It is going to be under their own rule so difficult for themselves and so much headache for the parents because they need eye and wisdom of the parents that say, oh my child, be careful. If you eat too much sweet, what will happen? You will have pain in the stomach and you will have pain in the teeth. You will have too much cavities and you will have too much energies and you will jump and jump and jump and jump. And then you ended up putting sweet everywhere. So you have to take sweet, just a little bit. And if you take it before going to bed, what you have to do, you have to go and brush your teeth. Who is saying all this advice to the children? It's the parents, because they know, they have the understanding. Don't play with this, it is too hot. How many times they told us like that? But still, it looks that it is interesting. I am coming and no one is seeing me, and I want to touch because it is nice and it is glowing. Until I realized it was so hot and I will burn myself. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal says, be careful, O my servant, this is harmful to you and burning to you. Don't touch. You don't have the maturity to understand and to comprehend how it will harm you. But still, it is your Lord knowledge and your Lord wisdom. Don't touch. Same thing, if you are going to Prophet ﷺ, he used to advise companions beyond their understanding, giving them wisdom, saying, be careful of dunya, it is an enemy to you. Be careful about shaitan, he has declared you as an enemy and running after you. Be careful about your hawa, your vain desire, not your thirst of consuming, never getting dry. Oh, be careful, human, about this and that. Don't run after dunya, because Allah Azza wa Jal, this materiality, Divine Presence cursed it. If you run it with all your energy and your soul, you will never acquire it. But what you will do, you will ruin your entire strength and you will lose your life. Like you know gold fever? Gold fever, when they find gold in the mine, and these poor people and villagers, they hear about it and they go and they start digging for years and years and years, and they still go down, and their entire day they only speak of gold because they catch the gold fever. Unfortunately, for what? For our pleasure. We human, we like this gold. But when this fever will enter, Allah safeguard us. Into a person, you will see how they ruin their life. Like hazard game. How you call it? Gambling. Allah Azza wa Jal forbade it to human. Why? It was forbidden here before, no? In this country. Hazard game, gambling. Because you will see, as soon as the disease and the fever will enter, reason is not working anymore. They say, oh, maybe let me play one time again, and one time again, and next time I will win. Then all the money that he worked for in 1 day, 2 days is gone. Then, but still, the whole mentality is frozen, no rationality. Because Allah Azza wa Jal, knowing, say, don't touch that, it's harmful to you. It will corrupt your character. It will make you to lose your rationality. And you will sell everything. How many people ruin their lives? Going gambling. Every day you have a new story. But we are not understanding that it takes eyes of an elder, of mature ones, those that they accomplish themselves, to give us instruction. Be careful of this. Allah say don't do like that because there is a harm in it. Look after this. Be kind to others. Be loving to others. Don't harm anything. Don't harm creatures. To the children, sometimes you have to tell them. Don't, you are seeing this ant, don't just step on them and crush them. Because they are living creatures. And Allah created them. They are not here to harm you. They are just walking their way, looking for what? For their food. Once they find food, they move in the other way. They go down in the earth to feed their colony. They are not harming anyone. Oh, but as soon as we see them, oh, we want to step on them. We want to kill all of them. We feel threatened with how a mighty one like that is. Oh, because one time I remember I was little, it was pinching me and it was so painful, like that. Because you still had your ego inside, the ant was feeling threatened and came to bite you. Get rid of that one, you will see. Like, it was the time of Sayyidina Ubaydullah al-Ahrar. He was one time receiving some visit, and when these visitors coming from far away look for him, they reach to his house and they ask after him, and they found in the house his lady. She was in the house there, and she questioned them, from where are you coming from? Oh, we are traveling 6 months from that land looking for Shaykh Ubaydullah al-Ahrar. They say, oh, you foolish one, you are more crazy than others. Every day I am seeing people coming here looking for this old fool one. She's speaking about her husband. So they were surprised. Maybe we are making a mistake. But they insisted. They say, we are travelers from far away, we heard about him, and where can we find him? He went to the mountain. It's useless. At least maybe he can bring me some wood for cooking. So they went to the mountain. and they were searching, and what they saw, coming from far away, they saw an old sheikh with a big turban. He was coming down the mountain, and he was walking, and his hand was a snake, and the snake pulled itself very tight like a stick, and on his side was a lion, and the load of wood was on the back of the lion. He tied it up, and the lion was carrying for it. So they get afraid from seeing him like that. They wanted to run away. They are seeing a lion coming. So he told them, "Yeah, oh, my sons, wait. I was expecting your visit." And then he told them, "I am glad you came here. I am sorry for what you receive at home with the queen of the house." Then what he said, he didn't disrespect his wife for what she said to them. He called her the queen of the house. She said, "Because I was patient with her. Allah made all the creatures of this world to be under my control. Don't fear this lion. He is only helping me to carry my wood. When I reach the side of the village, I will take the wood and it goes back to the jungle, to the forest. Don't be afraid of that snake. It will never touch you." He was saying, giving them a lesson. Once you polish your character, Allah Azza wa Jal will make everything safe for you. Bardan wa salam. The heat burning of this dunya, no matter how hard it will be a garden of roses, like Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam was sitting in a cool garden. When they threw him in the middle of fire, when Nimrod threw him, he didn't see the fire. He felt very refreshed and peaceful. May Allah Azza wa Jal increase us in kindness, in goodness toward each another, to be loving, respecting everyone, and to be that everyone is going to be safe from our hands and from our tongues. May Allah Azza wa Jal grant us that state. Ya Rabbi, we are hearing them in the life of prophets and messengers. We are hearing those qualities in life of Prophet ﷺ with his companions. And we are hearing about it in the life of Awliya al-Kiram. But we are not eligible for it. And we are saying Tawbah Astaghfirullah. And we are asking from divine favor and divine grant to make us to be eligible. Because we are seeing beauty in it. We desire to be like that, but we cannot. Only from Allah's mercy and Allah's power we may have success, and through the intercession of Sayyidina Muhammad salatu wasalam and guidance, irshad of Mashaykhina al-Kiram, ila haratina bil-Fatiha. تقبل الله.